Hello friends, today I want to share with you what every beginner needs to know before their first carp fishing trip in America. If you think it's just about casting a rod and waiting, you're mistaken. Carp fishing is a whole science where patience, observation, and the right gear are essential. Why carp? It's not just a big fish. Carp can weigh over 30 pounds, make strong runs, and that's why they attract anglers. In America, this fish is popular among both beginners and professionals because every bite is a small challenge and a great thrill. Before we dive into gear details, let's talk about types of carp. The most common is the common carp. This species is found in almost every U.S. water body and is known for its endurance and size. The scaled carp is another type. It's easily recognized by its classic, evenly arranged scales. This species is often easier to catch because it is less cautious than the mirror carp. Mirror carp have large scattered scales, making them more selective. Catching a mirror carp often requires more precise technique and specialized bait. Finally, leather carp are almost completely covered in skin with little to no scales. They are particularly strong, and landing one can be a real challenge even for experienced anglers. Now for the essentials, gear. Let's start with the rod. For American waters, I recommend a 10 to 12 foot spinning rod with a 3.5 pound test. The rod should be flexible yet strong. A cheap or too light rod won't withstand the runs of a large carp. The reel is the second key component. It must be reliable and smooth. Choosing a reel with a front drag system is especially important as it allows you to control the fish's runs and prevent line breaks. Line choice comes next. There's monofilament and braided line. Mono is stretchier, softening the fish's runs. Braided line has less stretch and gives better control, but is slightly more visible in water. For beginners, I recommend 12-15 lb mono or 10-12 lb braid. Hooks should be sharp and strong. Sizes, G number 4 or 8 work well for carp. Small hooks are better for smaller fish or ponds, large hooks for big carp. A dull hook can simply bend during a strong pull. Baiting is an art in itself. American anglers use ready-made mixes or prepare their own boilies and pellets. The goal is to attract carp to a spot and keep them there long enough for a bite. My favorite mix includes corn, boilies, and a touch of flavoring. It creates a strong scent in the water and stimulates carp activity. Even beginners can easily use such mixes successfully. Now about rigs. The hair rig is one of the most popular setups. It allows carp to take the bait naturally without feeling the hook, increasing hookup chances. The bolt rig works differently. The fish hooks itself when trying to escape. For beginners, the hair rig is simpler and easier to master. Choosing a fishing spot is another critical aspect. Carp prefer slow-flowing waters with vegetation in deep areas. This can include small ponds, lakes, or slow rivers. Before fishing, I always study the water body map. I look for hot spots, areas near grass, snags, or sandbanks where carp like to feed. This greatly increases the chances of a successful catch. Time of day also matters. Spring and fall are the most active seasons. Summer mornings and evenings are good, while during the day, fish often move deeper due to heat. For beginners, morning fishing is best when water is cool and fish are active. Water temperature is important. Carp are most active in 18 to 24 degree rigs water. Colder water slows them down. In America, many anglers check the temperature with a thermometer before fishing. Baits. Classics include corn, boilies, worms, and pellets. Many American anglers also use flavored baits, honey, fruit, or fish flavors. Experiments often bring surprising success. I always advise beginners to start with corn or small boilies. They are simple, inexpensive, and effective in most waters. A solid starting point. Rigging the line is another key point. On a hair rig, the bait is tied on a small loop so the hook remains free. This allows carp to hook themselves when trying to escape. Line and hook balance is key. Too stiff a line and the carp may feel the hook and reject the bait. Too soft and the hook may not set. With experience, you'll learn to feel this delicate balance. Boilies can be placed individually or in groups. Pop-up boilies that float are popular in America, attracting cautious fish in large lakes. Baiting can also create a feeding spot, a place where carp stay longer. I always use small portions at the start to avoid spooking the fish. Now about striking. Beginners often strike too aggressively. Carp are strong and a sharp strike may break the line or pull the hook out. It's better to steadily lift the rod, letting the fish hook itself. Landing the fish is an art. I keep my rod at a 45-degree angle and allow the fish to make runs, controlling them with the drag. Too much pressure can break the line or damage the hook. A landing net is essential. American anglers use large, strong nets to safely lift carp. Always handle the fish carefully to avoid injury. After catching, remember fish safety. If you plan to release carp, wet your hands and hold the fish horizontally to minimize stress and preserve health. American anglers often recommend quick, careful photos just a few seconds before releasing the fish. Remember, carp are living creatures and we should fish responsibly. Clothing is important too. Lightweight waterproof jackets, boots for muddy banks, and sun hats are popular in the US. Comfortable clothing allows longer fishing sessions and better focus. Sunglasses help a lot. Polarized lenses reduce water glare, letting you see fish or underwater obstacles. Great for beginners. Once you master the basics, you can experiment with baits and flavors. American anglers like fruity, fishy, or sweet mixes. Observing what works in your waters is crucial. Sometimes carp are very cautious. I recall one time they ignored classic boilies but took small pink fruit flavored ones. Experimentation can bring amazing results. Experienced anglers also consider wind. A light breeze spreads bait scent and attracts carp. Strong wind complicates casts and float visibility. Float or bite alarm. Many U.S. anglers use electronic alarms that beep when fish take the bait, useful for night fishing or large ponds. Night fishing has its specifics. Carp are active at night, especially in summer. Proper lighting, safe approach, and accurate rig placement are important. A fish mat is another American innovation. It protects fish during landing and photos. Soft, wet mats prevent scale and skin damage. I always recommend beginners keep a fishing journal, record weather, location, bait, and bite times. It helps spot patterns for future trips. Another tip, watch carp behavior. In America, anglers observe feeding rings or bubbles to locate feeding spots. This helps know where to cast. Baiting strategy, don't dump large amounts at once. Small portions encourage active feeding and keep carp in the area longer. Aquatic plants are key landmarks. Carp hide among grass and weeds. Nearby vegetation increases bite chances. Carp feel water vibrations. Approach quietly. Any noise can spook them. I'm always happy when beginners follow these simple rules. Calmness, attention to detail, and proper gear significantly increase success chances. Once you master basic techniques, you can learn to recognize carp types by behavior. Mirror carp are cautious. Scaled carp often respond actively. Knowing water regulations is also important. Many U.S. lakes and ponds have catch limits or mandatory catch and release rules. Always check local regulations before fishing. Bite technique, carp usually take bait carefully. Even experienced anglers can miss a bite without watching the float or alarm. Studying the waterbed helps predict fish behavior. Sandbanks, snags, and shallows are feeding or hiding spots. Shore and boat fishing are different approaches. Boats reach hard to access areas. Shore fishing requires observation and casting accuracy. Long cast methods are popular in America, requiring strong rods and special reels. Long casts reach deep areas where big carp hide. Beginners should start with short to medium casts to feel the tackle before attempting long distances. Patience is vital. Carp don't always bite immediately. Even experienced anglers can wait hours watching water and bait. If bites are slow, change bait or location. Carp adjust behavior based on temperature, weather, and other fish presence. Weather affects fishing. Light clouds or gentle winds often increase activity. Summer heat complicates fishing. Fish go deep, floating boilies or long casts are needed. Winter carp fishing is less common but possible on warm days. Fish are less active and bites are slower, but patience pays off. Safety is crucial. U.S. waters often have slippery banks, rocks, and deep areas. Wear waterproof, grippy clothing and shoes. Better safe than sorry. A phone or radio is important for remote areas. Safety first, especially on large lakes. Food and water are essential. American anglers may spend a whole day fishing. Snacks and hydration are key for a day-long patience marathon. After fishing, clean up. Many U.S. waters follow leave no trace rules. Don't leave litter. It preserves nature and fishing spots for others. Once you master the basics, you can experiment with modern gadgets, electronic bite alarms, sonar fish finders, or illuminated floats. They make fishing on large lakes much easier. For beginners, patience and observation are key. Carp don't react instantly, and learning to read their movements is critical. Experienced anglers keep records, weather, bait, bite times, and location. This helps identify patterns and plan future trips. Never fear mistakes. Every unsuccessful day teaches something: bait selection, hooking, or landing fish safely. American anglers share experiences online. Forums and social media groups provide advice on waters, bait, and techniques. This helps beginners improve quickly. Carp fishing is not just about the catch. It's about nature, calmness, and enjoyment. Watching water, birds, and fish behavior brings immense joy. Finally, enjoy every moment. Small carp or trophy fish, every trip makes you a better angler and closer to nature. In summary, a beginner carp angler in America needs a proper rod and reel, reliable line and hooks, bait and rigs, choosing the right time and place, patience, observation, and safe fish handling. You can also use modern gadgets, keep a fishing journal, and experiment with baits and techniques. Most importantly, approach fishing responsibly and respectfully. Carp fishing in America is an exciting world where every detail matters and even beginners can feel like masters.